Hello and welcome to another Starmen Just Watched. Again, me and Curtis at it again.
Continuing on with Helluva Boss.
Yeah. So, change of schedule a little bit. We decided to do episodes 4, 5, and 6.
Yes.
We were going to finish the season and do episode 7, part 1, but there is in the works 7, part 2, so we thought we'd just leave that for now.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird place where season 2 starts,
Yeah.
and it doesn't really fully wrap up what happens in season 1, so let's just get back to that.
Yeah. Also, episode 6 ends such a good way.
It's just a really good stopping place.
Yeah, so...
And lots of
intrigue
lots
and
of
mystery
intrigue.
to go into the next season with.
Absolutely. It really does feel like a finale.
Yeah. Yeah, so... Continuing on our adventures through hell and murdering, I think it's episode 4, right, with the cherubs?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So let's talk about that, because we get a new dynamic, the angel and heaven aspect, because we don't see much of that.
Yeah, it stands to reason if there's a hell, there's going to be a heaven, but this is one of our rare glimpses into that world.
Yep.
To date. I'm going to guess that Has-Been Hotel is going to have more of that stuff.
Yeah. Has-Been Hotel seems to have that as a foundation.
Yeah, I expect we'll get a lot more of that there.
Yeah.
But this is really kind of our first peek at that world.
Yep.
And it's quite a...
It's disgustingly adorable.
it's hideous, and it's also the worst. It's worse than hell.
Yeah.
The passive aggressiveness makes me want to kill them all.
Yeah.
It's truly disgusting and evil.
If I'm going to hell, I accept that. If I'm going to heaven, I have to question a few things.
Look, all I like is honesty, okay?
Yeah.
So wherever that sends me, I'm willing to accept it, as long as they're honest with what they are.
Yeah.
All I ask. So, yeah, we get introduced to 3 cuddly little characters. Colin, Cletus, and, oh boy, I can't remember the... Keeney, there we go. Yes. So, 2 sheep and a little... Cherub fella.
Yeah.
And, they are trying to convince a shitty old man not to shittily kill himself because he sucks.
Yeah.
He's rich and old and evil and bad.
Yeah.
But his business partner has put out a hit on him and wants to be reunited with him in hell for reasons.
Yeah.
So we get a little bit of a battle between the literal angel on the shoulder and devil on the shoulder come to life.
Yes. And so many good lines in this, and so many, this is how the world really, you can look at the world in 2 different ways.
Yes. Both very valid.
Yep.
The beauty and the horror. Sometimes a little bit of both. Yep. Yeah, so they go through, they go through their motions, they try their approaches, and in the end, we see that the real power players in heaven are just the worst.
Oh, wow, yeah. So passive-aggressive. I hate it.
If any of you have seen the Office Space movie, there's a character in that who is 100% a doppelganger of that goddamn deer.
Yeah.
No. It's perfect. I really can't say any more than that in terms of the shittiness of office culture brought to life in heaven.
Yeah.
So if that is one of their, I guess, secretaries, I have no idea what that character's rank would be, but man, I'm so curious to see what the upper ranks of heaven are like.
Yeah. And this brings up an interesting thing, because we see this a lot in a couple following episodes, is these are characters I kind of want to see come back in some way.
This is a recurring theme for these 3 episodes, where they introduce a character and very deliberately want us to consider the fact that they're going to come back, and so far, they have not.
No.
So, we'll hopefully be seeing more of several of these characters soon.
Because the next one is Stryker.
Yes.
So they go to... This is another... the next episode, we kind of see another layer of hell, the raft circle.
Yeah, this is really them...
We're really doing a Dante's Inferno kind of feel.
Really dipping into that feel. Exactly. I like that raft is just a big, hot, flaming desert with lots lots of rednecks.
Yep.
It's good. It's very, 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 very good. And this is a chance to meet the parents for Millie a little bit. And,
you find out that both Millie and Moxie come from this circle.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, knowing Moxie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to assume Moxie was the outcast of his family. And
yeah, we don't know anything about his family yet.
No.
I guess, but,
like, I'm going to assume that he might be the outcast.
I would say that it is very possible that he's the black sheep of all of his imp, acquaintances and relatives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But time will tell. I hope we see an episode where we get to see his
I'm sure we'll get
background.
I'm sure we'll
get
As to whether Millie has met them, I guess we'll see that there too. But yeah, it's one of those great episodes that I think illustrates the Millie Moxie dynamic very nicely. No matter what he does,
she's gonna love him.
She's gonna love him, and the unconditional aspect of it makes it so very nice.
Yeah.
No matter how manly or whatever else these other characters try to come off, like, it does nothing.
No, it does not impress Millie at all.
Not in the slightest. Yeah, she is not remotely interested in having him hurt himself or trying to prove himself at all.
No.
Yeah.
I do like that where they're trapped in the basement and she's like, shoot the damn door.
Yeah.
I love you, but fuck.
God damn, dude.
And so Stryker's thing is that he gets hired on by Millie's family as a hand on the farm.
A ranch hand, yes.
Yeah. But he's actually an assassin.
Mm-hmm. This is where we go back into the whole nobility aspect of demons, where, the upper class demons and their politics are just as shitty as real-life Earth ones.
Yeah. And it seems like he doesn't like his place in hell.
Yes.
He would love to climb the ranks and be considered something more than just another imp.
Exactly, yeah. So him and Blitz had very different ideas as to how to succeed as an imp.
Yeah.
One wants to do it, honestly. Yes, let's call it honestly. Running an honest business like an honest businessman. And the other wants to just, murder things and fuck shit up.
Yeah.
Look,
Shoot your way to the top.
I get it. There is some aspect of truth to what he's saying, but pick your targets, man. Don't try to kill the nice guy. Jesus Christ. For his evil wife? God, what are you thinking, dude?
Yeah. So if you're wondering the target, it's Stolas is the target.
It's Stolas. Yes. Yeah. So
I do love the aloof nature of Stolas.
Yes. He's clearly and deliberately not really ever in need of help or rescuing any of the times he's kind of pretending he does. Yeah. He just really loves the show that Blitz puts on for him.
Yep.
And it's pretty glorious. Yeah. We see a few times just during this 3-episode run just how powerful he really is.
Yeah.
Like, the nobility is not just a bunch of pampered rich fools.
There's a reason they're on the hierarchy.
Yeah. This is one of those situations where the upper tier demons really are the mightiest of them all.
Yeah.
And the imps that kind of can fight on that level are very much the exception.
Yeah. Like, I like that they hinted that you need a specialized weapon to kill a demon lord.
Exactly.
Yeah, you need something angel.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Something that's beyond the reach of your average dreg in hell.
Yeah.
I guess you'd say only the very well connected can get their hands on something like that.
Yeah. So that's interesting.
It definitely is.
And then episode 6, and oh my god, this is my favorite episode of the bunch.
It is. It's the best up to this point with a bullet, and it's one of my favorites still. The very newest one as of this recording is right up there for me as well for different reasons, but this one is just such a spectacle.
Yeah. This had so much going on for a standard episode length of 22 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, it packs a lot in there, let's say. We get musicals, we get awesome, insanely well animated action, and even a little bit of spooky horror stuff.
Yeah, like great. Some nightmare fuel. Like,
love it.
Yeah, so I want to focus more on this episode because This is another group that we wish will come back, is the Demon Hunters.
The Dorks.
The Dorks.
DHORK, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're our Men in Black. They're the Earth's government antagonists.
Yeah.
So just when you thought that most Earthlings were just a bunch of squishy, stabby pincushions in the show, well, it turns out there's a few of them that are at least somewhat competent. Yeah.
Like, I always make the joke that they're the Team Rocket of this show, but
yes,
that's underplaying their abilities.
Yeah, they're clowns, but they're dangerous ones. They aren't completely helpless by any means.
No.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing where Earth's next move comes into play in terms of how they're going to try to counter our demon friends.
Yeah. And also this episode gives us a lot of background between the dynamic between Moxie and Blitz.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorely needed.
Sorely needed, and much appreciated the way they did it.
Yeah.
We're going to go on a psychedelic trip into each other's minds.
Exactly. Yeah. Under the whole premise of we're being exploited by this truth bomb. Let's get into these characters' heads and see what they're really feeling about one another and really just their insecurities in general.
Yep.
This is the first episode, or one of the first episodes that really tries to get into Blitz and what makes him tick, I guess.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, I was like, finally we get some understanding to how Blitz is motivated.
Yeah. Why does he act the way he does, and what's his goal? What's his hopes? What's his fears?
Yeah.
Yeah. Turns out he's a pretty lonely guy who's very, very, very worried about continuing to push away his family.
Yeah. It's such a weird dynamic because he's like, he wants to be loved, but at the same time he can't fathom that he could be loved.
Yeah. Which is pretty sad.
That is a sad feeling.
Yeah. Feeling like you're not worth it.
Yeah.
But luckily our two heroines decide to come in and do some up shit fuckery and infiltrate the dorks and do some murdering.
Oh yeah, and then we get that cool action scene near the end of the episode where everyone gets a moment to shine and show how murderous they can be.
Several moments, in fact.
Yeah.
It's like a 2-minute long murder scene of just those four just going to town and slaughtering these fools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, there is clips of that. Just go watch that if you want a cool action scene.
I would recommend watching the whole episode and then rewatching that action scene several times.
Yeah.
Until it sinks in just how cool it is.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how hard they worked on the animation for this episode.
The animation looks like, oh my god, it takes several jumps ahead of what it normally is.
It's crazy. When you look at, like the pilot's good enough, don't get me wrong, but when you look at the pilot versus this, it's
you can tell
insane.
The effort was put into this.
Yeah.
Like, lots and lots of effort.
And the creativity of just the different art styles when they're doing the psychedelic trips.
Yes.
And the sheer choreography and masterfulness of the fight scenes. It's just stellar.
Yeah. They got good camera angles and I just love it.
Yeah.
And then we get a final one where we get to see Stolas show off.
We got a little bit of that before where he quickly turns around and completely destroys one of his would-be murderers in, I think, the second episode.
Yeah. Lululand episode where he turns the into stone by a gaze.
Yeah, he had bodyguards, but it turns out he really didn't need them.
No.
He just really likes watching Blitz work.
Yeah.
But this episode, we really get to see
you get to see some nightmares.
The might of a demon of the Goetia at work, which is pretty awesome, I must say.
Yeah.
It's couldn't do a better scene in a horror movie, really.
No.
The might and summoning of a noble demon is a thing to behold. Yeah. No complaints about that episode. It really is the pinnacle.
So, normally we do what we like and what we don't like, but we kind of covered that in the last episode. So, where do you want to see the show go from here?
I want to continue to have some more focused story where we see these characters again. We talked about how these characters got set up, and we're sure we're going to bring them back. But at this point, it almost feels like every episode is its own thing, and I just want to feel more consistency between episodes in terms of how they flow from one to the next.
Yeah.
So just kind of some longer arcs that feel like they last multiple episodes and bringing previous plot threads back into the play. That's what I want to see. And, you know, just continue to give everybody their time to shine. And, because really that's what it's all about is the characters. Having them, you know, have their moments with each other and interacting in different ways is the heart of the show. And I guess the other thing I would say is keeping on with the demon and hell lore, because I love a good interpretation of hell. You guys are taking on, you know, some interpretations from some great inspirations, so keep at it.
Couldn't say that better myself.
Yeah.
I would love to see some of our villains return for sure.
Yes.
But I would not want to see a collab of them working all together against them.
Oh, the villain team up.
Yeah.
That would be silly. Like, they don't really have anything to do with one another, right?
No.
Yeah, don't just like, oh, well, we set them up. Let's just stuff them all together. That'll work.
No.
No.
Let us solve each one of these individually.
Yes, and it doesn't have to be the very next time they return. It can be, you know, a recurring thing for a season. It's whatever works. Yeah.
Also, like you said, I don't want the villains to be a focal point either.
Yeah.
Like, it's just going to be the villain of the day.
Yeah.
Episodes.
I love my occasional Monster of the Week shows, don't get me wrong, but this one works as a continually developing cast of central characters with some fun hell lore thrown in.
Yeah. And with that, though, we'll call the episode here. So, thank you all very much for listening in. And once Season 2 gets going, we'll probably come back to this and do Season 2.
Yeah, undoubtedly. We'll probably get another episode or two in the can and then do another one of these, I expect.
Yeah. But until then, have a good one.
Have a great one, folks.